All right, despite or perhaps even because of all the legal battles, former President Trump is dominating the race for the Republican nomination for president. The latest national polls show the closest competitor, Governor Ron DeSantis, is still 37 points behind Trump. Now, it's early on and a lot can change. Still, he has been dominating. And even more surprising, a Marquette Law School poll showed that 50% of Republicans don't even believe Trump had classified documents in his possession, even though Trump himself has actually publicly said that, in fact, he did. So what will this latest indictment do for his popularity with Republican voters? Let's bring in NewsNation political analyst Johanna Maska and NewsNation chief Washington correspondent Blake Burman. Johanna, so far it's been nothing but rocket fuel for former President Trump's campaign. What do you think
That's right.
What will the effect of this indictment, and will the historic nature of this indictment, behavior while he was in office, basically he's being charged with overturning democracy?
Well, and that's the thing, right? This is a really pivotal case because it undermines our institutions, which are more fragile than I think people think. But look, Elizabeth, I was thinking about, had we been running against Hillary Clinton and she was under constant threat, it would have looked very different with President Obama's campaign against her, because even when she just cried in New Hampshire, you saw President Obama lost the New Hampshire race. I expect that the Republicans are going to continue to support the former president, at least the majority. And there's the polls and then the process. And the other thing that is actually really key this past weekend, the GOP in California changed its rules and made it so that by Super Tuesday, when California votes, he could, if he wins more than 50% of the election in California, get the majority of delegates very early in this race and shore up the nomination well before a trial may even take place. And so I think when I watch all these other networks who are saying, oh, you know, this is the death of President Trump, I think this is the boy who cried wolf over and over and over again. And right now you've got kind of both sides saying the other is crying wolf. And the truth of the matter is it's fragile. We need Republicans to stand up and talk about it. And I think Mike Pence may, but it's probably not going to make a difference.
I don't know. Mike Pence was on this show recently, Joanna, and he did not blame former President Trump for any of the events around January 6th. He blamed his, and I'm quoting now, crank lawyers, many of whom I think appear to be the unindicted co-conspirators in this indictment that just came out this evening. Blake Burman, I want to ask you very quickly, are we getting any reaction from his competitors for the nomination to the news of tonight's indictment?
Yeah, we've heard from Ron DeSantis, of course, running second in the polls. He said, essentially, Elizabeth, that he hasn't seen the indictment, but one of the things that he says he's going to do is reform the Department of Justice. You know, if and when he's elected, he even talks about moving cases like this back into his hometown, back into the hometown of defendants. We've heard from Vivek Ramaswamy, who has come out and says he fears that we're entering a banana republic-like system. So you've got Republicans once again, at least the former president's contenders on the Republican side, standing by him and sort of offering up their suggestions as to what they think needs to happen going forward. You know, you also showed those polls, Elizabeth, on the Republican side, and how Donald Trump is by far and away ahead of the field, right? There was also a New York Times poll that came out today that showed Donald Trump and Joe Biden dead even.
Yeah.
43 to 43.
With a large percent of undecideds, yeah.
With a large percent of undecided, yes, with a large percent of undecideds, but both also with essentially the same favorable ratings. If we had talked, Elizabeth, on January 6th, 2021, 900 days ago, that it would be 43-43, no one would have believed it. Here we are.
And yet here we are. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.